family is the ideal place in forming children. And the best example for us is Saint Joseph the father and Mother Mary, the mother, who brought Jesus.
Tomorrow is a feast of Saint George, April 23rd. He was a Roman soldier. He's a very good role model for the children to imitate tomorrow, how much his courage and his valor and his faith, and he never left the faith, though he has to undergo a lot of persecutions. He was one of the good thing for children tomorrow is he was a Roman soldier, so he can do with some can make a helmet with he can use some thick cardstock or cardboard paper, and then he can decorate them like a Roman soldier what they're having. And another fun thing they can carry and put even if they don't have a proper Saint George costume, they can put something on top, and they can have a little red cross across the chest, and they can act with the
Doing an art with little children is a good way of sharing faith. It's very interesting for them. They'll be doing their coloring, they'll be doing, either cutting things or sticking the paper, everything on the cardboard. While doing that, you can actually share the story of the saint. You can actually talk about the importance to be brave for Christ. And it's very interesting. Like, it's the best way you can teach them a good catechism.
Ephesians 6:11 says, "Put on the armor of God." Why don't you make an armor with a cardboard? And another few fun things you can do, make it as a little feast. There may be children with the name Saint George or maybe the family name. So why don't you decorate the table with some tablecloth or table runner with the red cross? You can make as much creative you can. There are a lot of stories connected with Saint George. From this story of great legend, as you all know about the story, Saint George and the dragon. In the Middle Ages, Saint George was a very famous name when the people go for crusade and all. Many of them go through the story of Saint George, and they took so courageously. So that's why Saint George became the patron of England. Can make a little veggie plate with the cucumber and cut it into with the carrots, make it little face, and some pepper and lettuce or whatever you have, and make like a little vegetable platter. Making a scone for this day, another interesting thing, traditional English scones. Since it's a feast of England, you could make some traditional roast dinner, or cook breakfast, or have some trifle, and have the day fun. And wish you all the blessings of the feast of Saint George. Tomorrow is also the day of the famous Elizabethan Shakespeare, his birth and death anniversary. So you could make that day beautiful with something about Shakespeare and learn as well. Happy Feast of Saint George, especially to all those carry the name, patron name.